Hey guys, welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. In today's video, we are nearing the end of day one of our new Tholen Foulbeard account. And after playing fresh through day one, I want to go through, give you guys an update on this account and also some tips along the way for your first day of play, the things you should be focusing on, key things that you can grab along the way to really help your progression as well. So let's jump into it, starting off with where we are at. Now, I want to say that I have not progressed on this account as well as I have on other accounts because I haven't had the time. I haven't claimed a bunch of the energy from Call of the Arbiter. I'm probably missing out on using probably 1,000 to 1,500 energy that I could have used, but I'll use that over the next couple days. Also, on this rotation, there was no energy in the clan shop, so unfortunately we miss out on another 1,000 energy there, which also, if you're really grinding, you can use on day one. But let's take a look at what we've done, because you can sometimes get a 6-star on day one, but obviously I am nowhere near that at the moment. So the number one thing, obviously, that you want to follow is going to be your Arbiter missions. You can see here, we're into the second phase of it. I'm just in the point now where I've got to do my arena matches, so I'm still a little bit weak. Like someone like this I can probably beat, sometimes I may not. This all comes down to how your speed rolls went in the early game. You can see this guy just outspeeds me, so we actually just get clapped there. Although, dude, okay, didn't team up with the threat. Okay, we might actually get this one. Let's see. Boom. Get the heals up. Now fallen. Yeah, so it just comes down to your DPS rolls on speed, and I'll show you what I'm doing to try and increase that speed, but that's just in this silver range. Once you get higher into gold and stuff, you just need to keep refreshing for one-man defenses that are super weak, but that is currently where we are at. We're just at the point of pushing some more arena. But once again, Arbiter missions are something you really want to focus on. Also, doing challenges as you can are really nice. These ones become super annoying. I burnt way too much stamina on this one, and I just got pissed and gave up. I'll come back to it at some stage. These ones are super annoying. On the castle, and I was doing this on brutal, trying it. You know, maybe I come back when I can do it on nightmare or whatever the highest difficulty is, and see if I can do it there. And also, I realized I wasn't going to be able to get 30k HP on my characters just yet, so I was like, I'll just hold off on that. But in general, doing the dungeon ones and stuff like that, you can progress through the champion ones. Like the last phase was like level up a bunch of you know, 1-stars and stuff like that. So getting through some of these is really nice as well along the way. It does give you some good energy. And then obviously just first clears of everything is going to contribute to your beginner tournament. So if you're in the beginner tournament, you can really climb that just by pushing in general. Unless you find yourself in a really bad group, normally you can finish rank 1. Rank 2 I actually think is better because you do get the extra, whatchamacallits? You get the extra gems as opposed to the summon, which I value more. Now, just to show you guys, we are on the first day of play. You do get the 2x on the legendary, on the sacreds. So you can see that we got 28 minutes left in our first day of play from when the account was created. You can see that up there. You can get yourself a sacred shard from hard mode. So you can even do brutal if you really push, but hard mode, if you get all the stars in here, you can do it. Now, I could go back and grab these, but I really don't care because this account, I am not using any pooled units. So I'm not really too stressed on going back and grabbing those extra few stars that I need to go ahead and get that. But if you are interested and you're pushing in your first 24 hours, you can actually get a sacred to pop on the 2x to get yourself a chance at that. So keep that in mind. Moving on past that, like I said, the two main things are your missions and challenges. Clan hopping is a really nice thing. So I jumped into fresh clans and picked up the... I always pick up the elite one here, which is going to be obtain 3 shields from... There's one in here that's obtained 3 shields from... No, it might not be in here, or it might have already been done. There's one that can appear that is obtain 3 shields from campaign that are like of rare or higher quality or something like that. And you can jump into a fresh guild. You just go search for guilds that are with only 1 player, and then you just jump into them. And you basically just pick up that quest, and then as you work through the beginner campaign, you get guaranteed drops, and then you can get the 3 from that. You can find a new guild, get the 3 from that again, and then find yourself a decent guild. So I just went in and I filtered for, I don't know whether this was France or no, this was something else. I just looked through the different languages and try and find high-level guilds with decent amount of players that have free entry, and that's what I get into. You can see, maybe it's Italian, but you know, I found a guild with a bunch of high-level players. Once again, I did not ask for this guild. guild, I just completely searched it and found it, and it had auto join. You can see that they are not clearing these low levels of the Demon Lord, but it is still early in the day. Yesterday they did clear absolutely every one of these, so you know they're in that higher rank. If they don't end up not killing like the normal and hard, then I might bounce out and go to a guild that can kill these guys. But at the moment, I'm not too stressed for the first day or two. I'll see how this guild pans out, and that's kind of the way I did it. I also did it so that you could get more items in the guild shop. But one thing I want to point out as well is in the campaign, I mentioned in hard that you get the sacreds, but you get a bunch of other great progression rewards along here from normal as well. Once again, I could go back and get the void shard from normal, but I'm just not really too stressed. But brutal is the big one, because you end up getting, as you can see here, we've got ourselves an extra 3 legendary skill tomes, which is nice. And this XP brew times 100, once you get this one, super nice as well for leveling up fodder and getting your first 6-star a bit faster. Obviously you're getting gems as well and stuff like that, but those extra 3 legendary skill books, especially if you're planning to skill up your starter like Thol and Failbeard, is absolutely fantastic. Now hopefully all this goes into skill 3 straight up. It went into skill 1, didn't it? It all went into skill 1. Damn it! It's always the way. We got 2 into there. More damage on the skill 1. Look at us go. But hey, we're eventually going to max this guy anyway. So you can get those extra skill books, which is nice. Now, once again, some people may not want to skill up their Tholen. I just think it's worth it. It's just a cruisier playthrough. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Moving on past that, your beginner epic books, I obviously rerolled to get 1 skill up into the Mausoleum Mage, but after that I did go ahead and I've been putting every book into my Tagoar. You can see we only need 1 more skill up into his skill 2 and 1 more into his skill 3, and then becomes an absolute monster. Now you'll notice that my Tagoar is 5-star. Once you get to an Arbiter mission that requires you to make another 5-star, I just do Tagoar for that, because he is going to be like my main dungeon carry as a support. So he is the one that I go ahead and beef out for there. Moving on past that, what other key things did I want to mention? I had a note. Oh yeah, dungeons and stuff. Don't even touch any of these dungeons unless an Arbiter mission tells you to. I just completely steer clear of them, and that is just my general thing. I don't touch dungeons. The only thing I touch is campaign farming. Now the next one that a lot of people ask me, and this is something I see a lot, is I can't do 12-3 brutal. What do I do? So I haven't even tried to push. I just got myself to getting those legendary books, and then I stopped pushing through here. You can see we were just cruising through. I'm just using Tagoar and Tholen, and we're going through quite well. But now that I got to here, and I had one where I didn't get 3 stars, I'm like, I don't want to come back to these as much as possible. So now what I'm doing is I'm going back, I'm farming some palace on stage 6 to try and get some 4 or 5-star speed boots of the Swift set. I'll probably do some chest farming and some glove farming to try and get some 5-star HP percent, defense percent for different characters. The other thing we need to do is, if you look forward to the fusions that you'll have to do as part of the Arbiter missions, you'll eventually need to fuse Relic Keeper. So you're going to need a copy of all 3 of these guys, plus all of these guys down here to make this fusion. You can see I've already got the Diabolist, and I've also got the Heiress, but I need a Spirit Host and I need a War Maiden. So what I've actually been doing at the moment is just farming over here in the Durham to try and get myself a Spirit Host, because this is where she drops. And so eventually you're going to have to get one of these things. So that's why I'm just here. Now I'm doing stage 3. You can do stage 4 or 6 or 5 to get some crit pieces. And you'll see that I did do that originally. I was just farming stage 6 of that. And I got myself some 4-star speed boots for my Tholen with a crit rate sub, which wasn't too bad. So those are what I'm using on him. I may look at doing the gloves. I got an attack piece as one of my drops earlier on, but it had 10 speed. So I'm just going to leave this there. His build is incredibly scuffed. He's slow as hell. He's got jack all crit rate, but he's getting the job done for now, and that's all I care about. So once again, you can farm. If I go to my vault, you can see I'm putting all the fusion champions in here so that I don't accidentally feed them. So what you want to do is you want to, like, when you can't do 12-3, that's what you do. You come back and you farm the things that you need. Here, this one gives you an Heiress. Also, once again, you can farm some good speed gear. If you want some good lifesteal gear, you can come over here and farm some lifesteal gear and get yourself a Templar on top of that. Then, once again, you've got the Spirit Host over here. You've got over here, we've got the War Maiden that you can get for the fusion as well. And like I said, that's kind of what you look to. Over here, you also have the, whatchamacallit, Valerie, who you will need as well. So getting your copies of all of those key fusion champions is a really good idea. And that's why, like I said, you know, I'm just going to go sit here and I'm going to farm up my fodder. And once again, you want to do it whilst farming fodder. While you're actually progressing through, you don't want to be using fodder. Your first clears you do of things, you just want a 2-man. That's why I've been going through these stages with just Tagoar and Tholen Foulbeard. Even though I'm losing out on experience, you need to have 2 or fewer champions and no losses. Tagoar is an absolute beast for doing this kind of stuff, and he is the great one because even if your DPS dies, he can bring them back and you can still get that 3-star clear. So obviously you want to do your first clear with those, but as soon as you're not doing your first clear anymore, you want to maximize the amount of experience you are getting. So once again, just jumping in here, doing some of these stages, and putting all your fodder champions in to level them up is definitely something that you want to be doing. And that's pretty much the gist of the day one. If you're looking for, if you burn all your energy on day one and you're looking for extra energy, you get a bunch through challenges, you get a bunch through quests. You can see I've got weekly quests that I haven't claimed yet, which I can get more energy refills. Obviously you got your playtime rewards. If we come over here, you'll have your Plarium points, which you can get some through. I got 250, you can't see it, there it is, the 250 I got there. On top of that, we've got the Call of the Arbiter. So all these ones, each one of them will give you extra 100. If you just share and copy the link, you'll get that. Also, if you just press watch on these, you get an extra 50k silver through each one, so do that as well. But yeah, these all have different items that you can get, which is really nice. Now on top of that, you can see that I hit level 31, which unlocks the forge at level 30, so we can actually craft a couple pieces of gear up here now. Now when you unlock this, you can craft, but I recommend only doing it when you can get these charms. You can see I only have 2, so I'm only going to craft 2 pieces. Now in those Call of the Arbiters over here, there are, I think, 2 of them that give, I think it's this one. Nope, maybe the next one. Nope, that's the one I claimed to get those things. Yeah, you can see this one and the next one give us the those things. So if you want to claim them when you need some energy, get them and then you can craft your extra couple pieces of gear. But when you unlock it, it does give you 15 of the 2 different you know, gold ones, and then a bunch of the purple ones. So you can go ahead and craft a couple pieces and hope you get lucky. Now I'm only going to craft 2 pieces here because obviously I don't have these charms yet. I'll get those charms over the next day or so. But let's go ahead and craft these, because if you get a really good piece here, like if you get some 6-star speed boots, you know, HP chest, HP gloves, defense gloves, I'm talking percentages, you know, a crit rate gloves, like you can get some really good stuff to help beef up your account with these crafts. So a bit of RNG involved. Let's go ahead and see how we go. Boom. Blue helmet with speed. Honestly, not too bad. 5-star perception helmet. You know, this is speed and accuracy. Even though Tholen doesn't need the accuracy so much, I'll still put these on him to get him the extra little speed if I get some good pieces. So let's go ahead and craft this. Boom. A purple piece, helmet, once again, with speed. So unfortunately, 2 helmets, both 5-star, but they both had speed. So maybe we roll those, see how we go once we get another one. Once again, I will craft 1 more piece of that with these ones. And then I will also go ahead and craft the resilience. Now the swift parry set is absolutely amazing, but the thing with that is it's really hard to get the set of these early on, whereas the deflection, sorry, the resilience set, HP and defense percent, really good for all your supports, you know, your Tagoar, anything like that that you're running. So I do like crafting these just to try and get some good raw stats on pieces of gear early on. So those will be the other ones that I craft. Once again, besides that, what am I looking to do at the moment? I'm obviously doing my arena mission over here. Then I'm just going to keep focusing in on these arbiter missions, and in between the arbiter missions, all I'm going to do is farm experience for my fodder by going through these stages that I need to get these specific things for, then go back, maybe farm some more of the pallets because I haven't got any 4 or 5-star speed boots, which I would like. So I'd probably farm over here in stage 6 a bit more as well. And then once again, keep progressing through, and then, you know, I'll come back, I will try and farm up my War Maiden. Then over here, this has got the other bloke we need, so I'll try and farm him up. You don't need either of these 2, so we can scrap those ones and don't need to farm there. And then eventually you try and farm 12-3. Now, the thing with 12-3 on Brutal, on any difficulty, you can see he's got a bunch of green units. This is really difficult for Tholen Foulbeard because he is elemental weak against them. I've seen a lot of people do just farm over here on stage 6 because it's got more blue units that are easier to farm, so you can definitely look to something like that. But once again, you know, it's just a general progression you use to get here, and eventually, once again, you'll get there. But if not, just farm an earlier stage. Even if you have to farm like in the harder modes, you know, say stage like one of these stages, these are all greens as well. Maybe something like this one here, stage 3, might be decent to farm. Once again, the further up you go in difficulties and stages, the more it's going to give you. But maybe you come up here once you get to Brutal and you do stage 3 of this one. Once again, it's just a gradual progression you do until you can get into that 12-3 Brutal. But there's plenty of other things to farm until that stage to get yourself some account progression. So that is it. Oh yeah, the other main thing is obviously your gems. So the first lot of gems that I did was, the first thing I did with my gems was unlock my masteries over here for my Tholen Foulbeard. And then the thing I did straight after that was jump over into the market and unlock all the market slots, because if you're really trying to push and get through progression early, you end up buying every single 1 and 2 star champion in here. Now, if you're more of a laid back, not too stressed type player, then you can skip these, but these are going to be what allows you to build a bunch of 6 stars really fast on a new account. Without that, you're kind of boned. So if you're super sweaty, once again, it's all about setting your 15-minute timer for the arena, checking when you can get some extra wins, and your 1 hour timer for the shop to make sure you're keeping your fodder stocks lined up. So that is where we're at. Once again, we're just about done with day 1. We are 16 minutes away from it. I'm going to go ahead and pop this temple. I don't recommend it to people, but I'm up to the challenges here that say, where is it, champions? Summon a rare spirit champion, summon a rare magic, summon a rare force, and send a champion to level 3 of ascension, upgrade a champion to level 40, win a campaign battle with level 40. So basically this one I can get stuck on. Now I do have a bunch of mystery shards, which maybe I could get it from, but for the sake of being in a video, let's go ahead and pop a temple here. Maybe I get some of those fusion characters that I need as well. And I'm not going to be using any pulled characters, so even if I pull a Lego or an amazing epic, I ain't going to be using them. Dude, I don't even know who this guy is. Dude, he's like, what's his face? His brother. Anyway, did we get any? Ooh, we got the War Maiden, so we don't have to go farm there now. So we've got the War Maiden for the fusion. That's not too bad of a pull there, so I will take that one. But yeah, that is where we are at. Did I get all? Please tell me I got all those achievements. Please tell me I got them all. Okay, I got one of each. Perfect. Perfect. Anyway, guys, that is it for day 1. Those are my tips for early game day 1 progression. Like I said, it's pretty linear. Follow your missions, follow your challenges, progress through all the campaign stages, get as many stars as you can through there. Then once you get into Brutal, start farming things for fusion champions you need and extra gear you need, maybe the Swift gear and stuff like that, the speed gear. And that's pretty much the general gist of day 1. I will update you guys tomorrow, but as always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.